Hello everyone! Welcome to episode number 19 of the video podcast Me and My Dog and Some Yarn. Today is March 16th, 2014 and it is a Sunday morning. It's not even noon yet, but I have gotten a lot done today. Last night we went to church and this morning I got up about 6:30 and could not go back to sleep. So I decided to get up and go to the grocery store because I haven't done that this week. I was out of a lot of things and I bought groceries and I came home and I started a pot of spaghetti and meatballs. So I did that because Vincent is coming home today. Yay! He is on spring break. He goes to Texas Tech and he loves spaghetti and meatballs, and when the kids were little I used to make spaghetti and meatballs every Sunday. I kind of did that because my Aunt Frances used to make spaghetti and meatballs every Sunday, and as a kid I loved going to her house and eating spaghetti and meatballs, and she went to all kinds of trouble on Sunday. She had fried chicken along with the spaghetti and meatballs. She had fried artichokes, Italian sausage, which as a child I did not like Italian sausage, and I'm still pretty picky about it today. But yeah, those were happy memories, and so when the kids were young I started doing that, and now when they come home they kind of expect that Sunday is spaghetti and meatballs day. So he's probably wondering, he has not asked yet, but when he comes in the door and smells it, he will know that that I love him and that I went to the trouble to make him his favorite meal. So that is what's going on here. I did do a little bit of straightening and cleaning, and now I'm in my knitting room filming the podcast and chatting with you guys. I wish you guys could talk back. I'm wondering how you guys have been, and have you been working on your knitting? Do you have any finished objects? I would love to know. So if you could, go ahead into the thread on Ravelry, Me and My Dog and Some Yarn video podcast group, and let me know what you're working on. I love to hear from you guys. So I guess we'll get started. Let's see. I do have a prize to give out. Let me give that out first before I go into my works in progress. I have a skein of Sprightly Goods hand-dyed yarn in the Desert Rose colorway. And I have to apologize for my camera. It's not zooming in like it should, and the colors aren't really, well, I guess those are pretty true. It looks pretty true on the screen, but I have had some camera difficulties, so I probably will need to purchase a camera in the future. But anyways, this is the prize that I'm giving out, and in our thread we had 24 people sign up. So let's see. Okay, so we're going to say 2 to 24 because I don't count. 2 to 24. Oh, darn, this is not, well, you guys might have to just trust me. Generate random number, and it is number 20. So let's see who number 20 is. Number 20 is Nitpick 56, and Nitpick 56 is Terry from Kingsport, Tennessee. So Terry, congratulations for winning. Go ahead and send me a private message through Ravelry and let me know what address I can send this to you at. So congratulations. So I don't have another prize right now. If anybody has a shop on Etsy that would like to donate something knitting or crocheting, I take donations to give out, and it's a good way to promote your shop if you want to send stitch markers or yarn or project bags, just whatever. I'm always happy to take donations and promote your shop. So if anybody would like to do that, you can send me a private message through Ravelry and we can work that out. So, works in progress. I have three that I'm working on right now. I couldn't help myself. I cast it on another project. I know, I'm terrible. I couldn't help myself. I've been wanting to make this for a while. It is, well, I should have looked up the pattern before I started filming, but let me tell you real quick. I have it on my phone. It's a free pattern. Let me see real quick. It is a free pattern by Martine Ellis, and it's called Knitted Patchwork Recipe. And it's great. You can use up sock yarn. And I was thinking about a blanket, but I'm still working on my Hexie Puff blanket. So I decided to make this into, I'm yarn bombing my knitting room. And I have yarn bombed my Aunt there. And what else? Oh, you can't see, but my fan pull string has knitting on it, and I'm planning on doing a few other things around the craft room, but I have a sewing bench, and this is going to cover my sewing bench, and I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to make it yet because the sewing bench opens to keep, you know, sewing notions and things like that in it, and I would like to continue to be able to open it. So I'm going to have to think about how to construct that, but I want to do the legs with yarn bombing, and yeah, so that's what I'm working on. Those are just scrap pieces of yarn. I'm not sure. Some of them came from swaps and racks, so I'm not really sure. I know this one is knit picks because this is one of mine from an old pair of socks, and I don't know where the rest came from, but that is one project that I'm working on. And I like this one because if I only have, say, 10 minutes to sit down and knit, then I do. I keep this at home and I knit for 5-10 minutes and then go do what I need to do. Start dinner or, you know, for leaving for some reason. But anyways, that is that. The next thing I'm working on is a pair of socks for my husband. He keeps telling me that I haven't made him any socks. And I haven't because I used to tell him, do you want me to make you something? And he's not impressed with my knitting at all. And he always tells me no. So last summer I knitted a pair of socks for Vincent, and Vincent loved them and talked about how he loved them and he wanted more. And then Vince said, well, you never make me any socks. So, well, I hadn't because he wasn't impressed and I wasn't going to waste my time. But now that he wants a pair of socks, I'm making him a pair. He told me that he didn't want any wild colors, so he wears nothing but white socks. So I thought, well, you can't go wrong with white. I'll get white. And I'm just making him a vanilla pair of socks with a different kind of pattern, so it's not stockinette stitch. And so this is my sock. After I showed him the white, he said, you're making plain white? I just can't win with him. So I told him, I said, well, I can make you plain white and then make you a different pair later. I said, do you want stripe? He said, no, I don't like stripe. So I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to take him yarn shopping with me and let him pick out the yarn. He's very difficult. Do you guys have difficult husbands when it comes to your knitting? He's just something else. So anyways, this lives in my little fox bag. My bags are sold on Etsy if you're interested. The shop name is Black Horse Fashions. So go check that out. I'm about to reveal some new items in the shop. And I've been working out a bunch of stitch markers. I just have to take pictures and post them. But anyways, check that out if you're interested. Next, and this is the project that I'm most excited about. I mentioned it last week or the week before. I am recreating a shawl made by my great-grandmother, which I called Granny, and she had made a shawl for my mama. Well, actually, my mother said it was for Aunt Rheta, which is my mama's oldest sister, who passed away with a brain aneurysm when she was about 18 or 19. So, but Granny had made my Aunt Rheta the shawl, and then the shawl was given to my mama. And then when my mama got older, she gave it to her oldest daughter, which is Aunt Rheta. Aunt Rheta was named after Aunt Rheta. So, this is very fragile. It came to me with holes in it. I don't pull it out of the plastic very often. I did put it in the freezer, and I froze it for 2 weeks because I wanted to make sure if any little bugs were there that they were dead and gone. I did not see any bugs. But this is the shawl that my great granny made. And you can see some of the holes just eaten through. I would love to make this I would love to fix it some way. Someone suggested on a thread that I could take a little bit of the fringe and use that yarn to make the repairs. I would love to frame this someday and put it in my craft room with maybe a picture of my granny. It's just really special. Kind of stinks. It stinks. It smells old. So it lives right now in a Ziploc baggie until I can make repairs and until I can frame it properly. But this is really super special. That was really, really sweet of my Aunt Rheta to give me this because I know she treasured it, and I know that she knew how much love and time went into knitting this, and she kept it for years. And she decided to give it to me because I knit so much, and she just knew that I would enjoy it because she's got 2 boys and a girl, and the boys don't knit, and the girl has never had an interest in knitting. So she knew that I would treasure it. It's choking me up because it stinks so bad. But she knew I was going to treasure it, and I do. And so I wanted to do something special. I searched for the pattern and could not find it. But I decided to, by looking at the pattern, rewrite the pattern. And I did. And I will publish that as a free pattern. And I am making shawls. I made one for Aunt Rheta, and this is the one I made. And as you can see, it's very similar in color. This one is a little lighter, but I went as close as I could. This is Knit Picks, I think it's Palette, and it needs to be blocked. I was going to block it right before I give it to her, and my mom fell in love with this, and my Aunt Becky, which is my mom's other sister. And so I decided it might be kind of cool to make a bunch of these. Well, not a bunch. One for my mother, one for my sister, one for my Aunt Becky. This one's Aunt Rheta's, and one for me. So I have a lot of knitting to do. But I have finished Aunt Rheta's. This is Aunt Rheta's. This is my aunt who gave me the shawl to begin with. Hers matches the original in color. And then I'm making one for my sister. And this is, all of this is Knit Picks Palette. And it's a fingering weight. It's wool. It's not super wash, so I'm going to have to warn them that, you know, it will felt. They'll have to take care of it if they need to wash it. But this one is my sister's, and I do not know what colorway it is. It is much greener than the camera is showing you. It looks more blue like my sweatshirt, but it is green. It is green. It's a really pretty, that's just not doing it justice. It is a really pretty teal green. And my sister, I sent her a link to the Knit Picks website and said, let me know which color you like best. I'm not telling you anything else. Just tell me what color you like. And she picked out 3, and I thought this one would be really pretty on her, so I went with it. Next, I ordered some yarn from Knit Picks. My mother picked out this one. She knows that I'm knitting it for her. This one is in the fuchsia colorway. Really, really pretty pink. And then I got this one for Aunt Becky. It's Tranquil. And it is like a seafoam color, light, what would you call it? Like a seafoam. It's light green. But it's like a turquoisey green, but very, very light. And then I bought Canary for myself. I don't normally wear a lot of yellow, but it made me think of my mama because she loved yellow. Yellow was her favorite color, so I ordered yellow for me. And so after I finish my sister's shawl, I will have 3 more to knit. So I'm going to be a busy girl. So that is my main priority. I want to get it finished before June, because in June we're having my mom and dad's anniversary party, and my sister will be in town. She lives in California, so when she comes in town, I would like to go meet my Aunt Rheta, Aunt Becky, Mom, and my sister Kit, and have lunch, and then give them their shawls when they're all together. That's really the only time I'll be able to do it, unless if I miss that window, I'm going to have to wait till Christmas when my sister comes back in town. So I'm on a time crunch. So you guys will see a lot of these shawls. Okay, next, I don't have any finished objects. I had finished my, you saw these last week, my Turkish bed socks. Super cute. I love them. They're made out of koigu. I think I said it right this time. Thanks to a viewer who told me how to pronounce it. Thank you. So that is works in progress and finished objects. And that leads me to enhancements. You saw the knit picks just then. The other thing that I ordered was more koigu. Except, I'm really, really bummed. I ordered these from, what is it? Jimmy Wool? I know that's wrong. Where did I order these from? Hey, it's driving me crazy. Yeah, Jimmy Bean's wool. And I thought they were full size, and they're minis. So they're not big enough to make more Turkish bed socks, which I absolutely love. And if you're interested, I have the changes that I made on my project pages, so you can go look. But I thought that these were regular size skeins on sale, and they are not. So I will save these and probably use them to yarn bomb my room, or to put in a blanket. They are not super washed, so I hesitate to put them in a blanket, because blankets I tend to like to put in the washer. With the bed socks or other socks, I can hand wash them, and it's not a big deal because they're not big pieces of, you know, a big project. So I was a little upset about that. Oh well. I should learn how to read better. I should be more observant and read carefully before I click add to cart and check out. Okay, so next, Mom and I went to some estate sales. 2 weeks ago, we went to an estate sale of a woman who had passed away who was very active in the Houston communities. She used to work at the Clayton Library, which is a ancestry library where you can go and search your family tree. And she worked there for years. She was also in different clubs around town, and she collected antiques. And let me tell you, walking into her house was amazing. She had so many beautiful, beautiful items. I didn't see anything knitting wise, but I did find one thing, and I will show you. It is another one of those bags that you put your knitting in and you sit next to the chair, and this one's pretty eaten up. I don't know. We don't have moths here in Houston, or not normally, so I'm not sure what ate it up, but eventually I like the way it was shaped. Eventually I'm going to take the bag off and draw out a pattern for it and then make a new cover. This one is a lot older than the other ones that you see a lot that are kind of square. And so I just loved it. I had to have it. I think it was like $5, so I could not pass it up. So that was one thing. That was a few weeks ago. I must be dusty. Itching my nose. Okay, so yesterday, Mom and I went to 2 estate sales. The first one was in the Spring Branch area, and at that one, I found 3 crochet books. McCall's Crochet. I think it has the lady's last name up here. It's Lessons for Beginners. And then Step by Step Crochet from McCall's, and then McCall's How to Crochet It. And that one, it was book number 2. So really cute things in here. One of the books had things that I would never ever make, but I could use those granny squares for blankets. And I really like the tiger. I think he's cute. Oops. So anyways, it was the 3rd day of the sale, so everything was half price. So I got these 3 magazines for $1. Can't beat that. And then I found a sewing book. And the sewing book is from 1954. And it is a Singer sewing book. And it was $1. It's the back. So it has all kinds of things. I've got several old sewing books, and they're neat to refer to because it reminds you how to make a pleat, and it tells you how to measure yourself, and how to adjust patterns to make them longer or shorter. And so they're really nice to refer back to. Plus, this was old, and I thought it was really neat. It has a lot of character to it. So anyways, I was excited about that. And so that was at the estate sale in the Spring Branch area. And then after that, we went to an estate sale over in the Rice Village area. If you're not from Houston, you're probably not familiar with these different areas, but Houston is made up with a bunch of little cities that used to be cities, and then they were incorporated by the city of Houston. So when you say, you know, Bel Air, well, Bel Air is still its own city. Katy is still its own city. But there's others that were incorporated into the city. Like, I guess Spring Branch was an area. I don't know if it was its own city. But, yeah, there's different ones. My dad could tell you. He's the history buff. So, anyways, we were in West University, and that area has a bunch of really cool shops, and the properties over there, there are some amazingly huge houses. And so we went to an estate sale there, and I got something for me and something for my husband. My husband loves duck hunting, has for years, before it was popular with the Duck Dynasty. He has made his own boat out of wood for duck hunting. He goes every year. He gets up amazingly early or leaves the night before so that he can be there early. He's just crazy. So for him, I found some vintage decoys. So he was really excited about that. They're really expensive if you find them in the antique stores. My mom and I were amazed. We were in Richmond not too long ago, and the decoys were like $100 or $125, and we thought, wow, that is crazy. He does not use them. He has decoys that he uses, but for the old ones, he likes to collect them and put them on a shelf in his office. So anyways, I bought those. I don't have them here to show you, but they're really cute. And then I bought old wooden crochet hooks. Aren't they cute? Really, really cute. And then 2 sets of metal knitting needles. They do not have who made them, what their brand name is, but there are 3. And then this one doesn't say at all. It has like these little pointed tips. Pointed-y. That's not a word. Pointed tips. Sometimes I make up words just for the fun of it. So anyways, these were mine. So it's neat. At that particular estate sale, I found something for hubby and something for me that we both love. And I forgot to show you this. This was bought at the Spring Branch estate sale. I think somebody had gotten there before me because it was the 3rd day, and I didn't see any knitting needles or crochet hooks. I didn't see yarn or anything like that, or any more patterns other than the 3 that I just showed you. But I did find this, so obviously she knitted, and it has stitch markers and a lot of paper clips, which I thought was really funny because if I do take my knitting to work, and if I do perhaps have a chance to knit and I don't have a stitch marker, I'll grab a paper clip. So I thought that was hilarious. I think you should probably use paper clips too. But it has some really neat things I want to show you. This is a stitch holder, I believe. One of these comes off. And this is like a spring. And it just goes in here to hold your stitches. And I haven't seen one like this. I don't know who made it. There's no markings on it. But this part, the needle part, it feels like it's metal, and it's coated with the same thing that the Arrow Bernat needles are coated with. So I love this. This is really cool. Another really cool thing in here, I love these. I've seen them on Etsy, and they're pretty expensive on Etsy. Not Etsy, eBay. But they are Hero. It's not going to show. Oh. They are Hero sombreros. And they go on your needle to hold your stitches, to keep your stitches from falling off. They are super cute. These are yellow. They do say Hero sombrero on there, and I'm really sorry that my camera is not focusing today. But they're really cute. They're going to look great on my shelf. I'm going to put them over there. Then there's little stitch markers. These are metal and they're just round and real thin. These are great. I haven't seen those in the store to buy. Then there's some little ones, and I remember my mom had these when I was little to knit with. They open up. Well, let's see. Well, probably hard to hold on to. They open up. They're double there. They're really cute. I wish they would show up. And then here's this thing. I guess this helps stitches. It's got like a S hook. And it opens on one end, and I guess you just pull these off. That one's kind of stuck tight, so I won't, but it's another form of stitch holder. And then this one has all kinds of stitch markers, and I love this. It bends. It's very flexible. Really neat. This one is made by, I thought I saw this one. Well, maybe not. I thought this one had a brand on it. I guess I'm mistaken. That is so cute. And then she has different types of, there's 2 different kinds. Whoops, I am just dropping everything. Of needle stoppers to keep your stitches from coming off. I remember my mama had some like this. So they've got to be pretty old, probably from the 60s or 70s. And then here's one mitten stitch holder. It looks kind of new. And I guess that's about it. There is a crochet hook in here. Really old crochet hook. Susan Bates crochet hook. And I guess that's about it. She has a few buttons in here, and then she's tied these on a string so she wouldn't lose them. And she's got T-pins for blocking. It's just fun to look in here. I saw it, and then I saw those little sombrero things, and I thought, oh my goodness. And I got it all for $1. But the sombrero stitch markers alone were worth it because I've seen them on eBay for $20. So I was really, really excited about this. And that is all that I purchased. I've been trying to be good as far as my knitting is concerned without buying too much yarn or things that I don't need. I've been bad in the fabric department, but that's a whole nother story. We won't go into that. But let me just tell you, I need to stay out of Joann's fabrics. I need to just stay out. They've got 2 stores closing, and I went in and bought a bunch of fabric for bags, and I need to stay out of there from now on, at least for two or 3 months until I get everything sewn up, which is quite a bit. So that leads me to our vintage knitting book review or show and tell. And this is also my grandma's, my mama, and I pulled out some pictures that my mom gave me not too long ago. This is a picture of my pawpaw, and he is playing the organ, which was one of his favorite things to do. This is my mom's dad. And then this is a picture of my mama. I showed you guys a picture of her last week when she was younger in her bathing suit, and this is how I remember my mama. Every time I went to her house, she was sitting in her den and watching TV, and she was knitting, and she always had something she was knitting on. This says Christmas 1991 on the back. So she was even knitting Christmas Day when we were all running around like crazy. She found time to knit. So I thought that was cute. But this is hers. This is a magazine that or a booklet that my mom gave me that belonged to Mama. It's Spinnerin. That's one of my favorite vintage brands. This one says hand knits to wear till victory. So it came out in the 40s, I'm sure. It says Sanger Brothers is where she bought it at for 50 cents. I don't remember that store name. I guess that was before my time. I just don't remember it. I'm sure my parents might. But let me see if I can find the date. I'm not seeing a date. It has to be like 42, 41, 42 during World War II. But it has some really, really cute pictures and patterns. And there's also patterns stuck in between these pages that are printed out. Like either my mama typed it up and copied it from someone else's book. I don't know. Or maybe it was like an insert. Maybe there was an error in a pattern. I'll show you in a minute when I get to one. I love these jumpers or sweaters. So cute. You can't see that one. It's too little. Okay, so here is one. And it is typed up on some really thin paper. And I can barely read it. It says sleeve. And it says size 10 to 12, 14 to 16. Needles, 10.5 straights. I think it's a pattern for a sweater. So, very kind of neat. Here is a jumper. Dottie's over there snoring. Can you guys hear her? Maybe not. She's going to be so surprised when Vincent gets here. I had to start her on her Rimadyl again for her hips because she started limping a few days ago, and I thought, you know, she's going to be jumping around like crazy when Vincent gets here, so I need to start her on that again. So I did, and she's feeling better. And there's a sweater, dress, knitted dress. So cute. I love all these old pictures of fashion. It's a dress. It's got cables going down the skirt. Really cute. It's an A-line dress. Flares out at the bottom. I love the hat. Check out the hat. So cute. Dress. Lots of dresses in here. So cute. And those are little tiny pictures of the pictures I just showed you next to their patterns. I won't show you those, but we'll stick with the big pictures. There's that. It's a cardigan. It's like a twin set, a cardigan and a shell together. And then here's this. Just really, really cute. Oops, uh-oh, book's falling apart. It is old. 40 years old, I guess. I love, love, love this one. I wouldn't mind making that. That is super cute. And then there's a vest. I'm not a big vest person. These are all little. Here's men's sweaters and vest. And there's a vest. I might make Vincent a vest someday. He mentioned he wears vest a lot, and which is kind of funny. I mean, you don't really see a lot of people wearing vests anymore, especially men, but he likes them. He's worn them before, so I might make him one. I've got plenty of vest patterns in these old vintage books, so I think he'd like that. Of course, I would ask him before I went to the trouble. And a sweater. Teenagers. Here's a boy's sweater. Just has patterns for the whole family. And socks. Lots of socks. Argyle socks. And babies. Baby patterns in there. And gloves. This is a really thick book with lots and lots of patterns. Here's the baby set with the little jacket and hood or hat and booties. I love this one. That is cute. Cute, cute, cute. And these, oh, this one's cute. More men's. Now here is another pattern I was telling you about. This one says surplice sweater materials required American thread or Dawn Shetland type floss or Dawn wool floss. Tells you the number of ounces you need. You need 3 buttons and a pair of bone knitting needles and a number 3. And I'll just let you take a look at that. It's typed up on a piece of paper, and there's a drawing of a sweater. Really, really cute. Looks like it's the whole pattern right here, so I guess. Let's see, put that there. And then we've got, here's some patterns you can knit for people in the Army, guys in the Army. I am backwards today. Not very coordinated at all today. And here's some gloves. A muffler. And let's see what else. Sweater and a hat. Navy watch hat. This is hilarious. The sleeveless pullover. That's funny. What else is it? Service women. Here's a sweater for service women. That's a cute sweater. I like that. I might make that someday. And what else? That's it. Then there's like the stitch chart. I cannot speak today either. I think I got up too early. Definitely got up too early. There's different stitches in the back here. It tells you how to make the different stitches. And that's it. Yeah, here's a knitting quiz. How much yarn shall I buy? And then it tells you, is gauge important? Gauge is important. Especially for something that has to fit. How shall I increase or decrease? What precautions must I take? Can instructions be personalized? What's the best way to finish in block? And how shall I wash my hand knits? And then here is body measurements and what size you should make. You know, if you're 24 in the chest, 22 waist, and 26 hips, then you make a size 6. And then it's got the abbreviations. So I love this book. I was super excited to get it. I did not know that my grandma had any of the Victory Knitting magazines, but obviously she did. This is Spinnerin, Till Victory. It's Hand Knits to Wear. And I still did not find a date in here, but it has to be the early 40s, World War II, knitting for victory. So I guess that's it. I hope you guys have an awesome week, and I hope you guys are very productive in your knitting. And I hope, yeah, I hope everything goes well until I see you again. And my sister comes in town on Wednesday, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to film next. I will try to film next weekend at some point, but I'm going to have a really busy weekend. I probably will not be at knit night for the next 2 Friday nights just because my sister's here. And yeah, but hopefully we can pick that up in April. And I guess I will talk to you guys later. I hope you have an awesome, awesome week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.